Today I'm going to talk to you and share with you the area model. This is a model that we've been using to multiply, and it's one that really helps the students see what's going on as they multiply multi-digit numbers. The area model can also be called the array model. And some students really like this method, and for some students it takes a little bit longer. But they need to be able to know it and see it and recognize it, even if it's not one that they ultimately end up using as their favorite strategy for solving multiplication problems. So let's say that I have the number 326 times 5. In order to use the area model, I'm going to draw a large rectangle. And then I'm going to put one of these numbers on each side of the rectangle. But when I do that, I'm going to break that number up if it's more than one digit and write it in expanded form. So for example, 326, I would write as 300 plus 20 plus 6. And wherever those plus signs are, I'm going to draw a line. On the other side, I have 5, so I'm just going to put 5 here. Now what I do is that I can bring each number down and the 5 across. And so because there's only one row, 5 is going to be in each of these boxes. And so for this first box, it would be 300 comes down times 5. And in this box, it would be 20 times 5. And in this box, it would be 6 times 5. And one reason we do this method is because it's often easier for us to multiply by tens and hundreds and then our facts finally at the end. So if I do 300 times 5, I know that 3 times 5 is 15. And there's 2 zeros at the end, so I put 2 zeros at the end. So my answer is 1,500. My next one, 2 times 5 is 10. There's 1 0 at the end, so 20 times 5 is 100. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Now that I've solved these 3 individual parts of the problem, I'm going to put them all back together to find the total. And I do that through addition. So I'm going to add 1,500 plus 100 plus 30. Now, a lot of times students have gotten all of the answers right in these boxes, but then when they come over to add, they're not lining up the place values in the right way, and that's a really important step. You need to line up the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands. So then at the end we can add. So my final answer for 326 times 5 equals 1,630. And that's how we use the area model to multiply 3 digits by 1 digit, or multi-digits by 1 digit. Real quick, I'll do one more, just so you get one more example. Okay. So let's take 4,251 times 4. So again, I'm going to draw a large rectangle because I'm going to be putting numbers in this, and this is where I'm going to show my thinking. So I'm going to take 4,251 and write it in expanded form. 4,000 plus 200 plus 50 plus 1. And where the plus signs are, I'm going to draw a line to separate out my numbers. And then I have 4, so I'm going to bring that along the left-hand edge. So in this box, I bring down 4,000 times 4. In this box, 200 times 4, 50 times 4, and 1 times 4. Okay. 4 times 4 is 16, and then I have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to add 3 zeros for 16,000. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 zeros there, so 2 zeros in my answer. 5 times 4 is 20, and there's 1 0, so I add another 0 on the end. And then 1 times 4 is 4. And again, I'm gonna carry this all through. I'm gonna finish this up by adding all of the parts together. And I'm gonna make sure that I line up my place values. Oh, I don't need that plus sign yet. But I am going to line up my place values so my addition is correct at the end. And that's part of paying attention to your accuracy. So 4, 0, 10, carry the 1, 7, 1. I did it. So my final answer is 17,004.